Scrapbooking.com magazine presents the following Meet the Artist article from the February 2013 issue. Susan Tierney Coburn by Judy Kaufman. Susan Tierney Coburn has been a friend of mine for 11 years. I'm one of her biggest cheerleaders and a fan of her work since the day we met. A Navy brat, Susan was born in Memphis, Tennessee, the fifth of 8 children. The family moved many times, but Susan considers Maryland to be home. It's where her grandparents had a farm and where her parents built a home after her father completed his military service. Susan was creative from the get-go, with her mom and grandparents providing inspiration and enthusiastic support for her talents. Her parents gave her art lessons, though they had no idea that she would someday, quote, make something out of this. Susan wanted to be an artist when she grew up, but after a brother died at 14, she decided to go in what felt like a more practical direction. She became a pediatric nurse, her career for 17 years. Susan met and married her husband just shy of her 18th birthday. She went to college after their second daughter was born. After career moves took the family around the country, Chuck and Susan feel firmly planted in Redmond. As soon as her daughters graduated from college, Susan decided to give up nursing and pursue her art. At first she taught cake decorating, stamping, and paper crafts, with a special emphasis on how to make realistic paper flowers with punched shapes. Then she began to design for publications, and by 2008 had written 2 books, Paper Garden and Paper Bouquet. Susan turns to art in good times and when she's low. It's the thing that grounds her. And teaching is a big part of who she is. She said, I feel that sharing and passing along whatever God-given gifts I've received is very important. When Ellison Sizzix approached her in 2011 about designing a line of dies for making realistic paper flowers, Susan was more than ready. The Susan's Garden line made its debut at CHA Anaheim this January, and it's amazing. Not only did Susan design the dies, she created a toolkit, a leaf pad, a molding pad, and a non-stick sheet on which to glue and color. As a companion to the dies, Viva Decor has released a 3-pack of pens in Susan's favorite colors called Susan's Garden. Susan has high standards and has added her name to quality products she feels will give excellent results. Susan is quiet and modest, describing herself as more of a hen than a peacock, a worker bee who doesn't need the limelight. And yet, there she was, in front of an impressive display at the Ellison Sizzix booth at CHA, surrounded by flowers that were the work of her hands. I loved watching people as they gathered around her. It was easy to see that the dies and tools would be a huge hit. Even if I weren't a friend and a fan, this line would be on my must-have list. Though she created it, Susan's Garden doesn't belong to her. She planted it for the rest of us. To learn more about Susan's Garden's products, visit Sizzix.com. Susan's Garden Flower Blog is under construction, expected to launch by May 2013 when the dies will be available in stores. For step-by-step instructions on how to make the peony featured in this video, please check out the online version of this article on scrapbooking.com. To find the products featured in this article and shown in these projects, check with your local scrapbook retailer. Browse our premier retail stores for coupons to a store near you. We hope you enjoyed this article. Don't miss the rest of the great articles and features in this month's issue of Scrapbooking.com magazine.